welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. By the way, coming up in hour number 3, Amy Vanderpool from the BBC. Talk a little bit about this Corey Lewandowski testimony yesterday. Also, Mr. X, the Hollywood conservative, in hour number 3 as well. Michael Avenatti is going to be joining us tomorrow. He texted me this morning. He's not feeling very well, so we hope he feels better. But he said he should be able to join us tomorrow. I promise I will get back to your phone calls here in just a few moments at 257-5396. We got some people on hold. I'll get to you right away. I promise I'll get to all of you. But I want to talk about this real quickly. Speaking of Michael Avenatti, so Stormy Daniels, as you know who Stormy Daniels is, the woman who had unprotected sex with Donald Trump, and you know that took place, and we all know what transpired from there. So Stormy Daniels and Michael Avenatti they're not together working with each other anymore, as you know, and there is some ongoing litigation there. Okay, so Stormy Daniels decides to go on Twitter yesterday and just bash Avenatti. And look, Avenatti has not bashed Stormy Daniels, as far as I know. He's never done it on this show. He's never done it on social media. I certainly haven't seen it. Stormy Daniels went on social media yesterday saying that Michael Avenatti is lying. He's a thief. She called him manipulative. She called him an evil human. And then she goes on to say he's an even worse attorney who can't even handle simple paperwork. First of all, I disagree with all that she said. So I decided in great Vegas Take Shapiro form to respond. And I responded by saying, you made millions by taking advantage of your name, getting out there every day, because Michael Avenatti made the rounds on social, on as far as going on the networks. I said you paid a $100 retainer fee for millions in free press, and you had unprotected sex with real Donald Trump. You have zero credibility. I think I struck a nerve with Stormy Daniels because she responded like minutes later. She said that Avenatti, forged a document and stole. That's being handled in the courtroom. I have no idea what happened there. All I'm saying is I don't think she has any credibility. She also said, it's not my fault he's a crappy attorney. And wait, anyone who's ever not used a condom has zero credibility, like your mom? So she starts going after my mom. Stormy Daniels going after my mom on social media. Well, here's the way I responded. I said, my mom would never have sex with a disgusting human being like Donald Trump for personal financial gain. I also said Michael Avenatti has over $1 billion in personal settlements won. The alleged forging will be settled in court. Speaking of moms, is yours proud? I just figured I'd throw that out there. Listen, I got nothing against porn stars, but I wonder how Stormy Daniels' mom feels about her having sex for money. So I threw that in there. And then I invited her, I said, why don't you just come on the show? Why don't you ever do interviews? Why don't you talk about this stuff? You only come on a show when you want to promote your book. Why don't you talk about this? And because I've invited her on before, by the way, through her agency, and they have declined. So, of course, she says, this is the first time you've ever invited me anywhere. That's completely 100% not true. That is a lie. And then she says, I will tell my side of the story on my own show, but thanks for giving me the topic for this week's podcast. First of all, I didn't give her the topic. I didn't start tweeting about Michael Avenatti. She did, number one. And I responded by saying, oh, you want to do your own show, huh? You refuse to be challenged with difficult questions unless it's your show. And I went on and on about that. And I called her a coward because I think she is. And this was the last tweet I put out there, and the last one that she didn't respond to because I think it's the most destructive one and shows that she has zero credibility. I said, if you were such an American patriot in 2016 like you say you were, then why didn't you do the right thing by disclosing all that information instead of trying to sell the country out by shopping your story and accepting the $130,000 payment? I said, you put personal financial gain before the country. You are a sellout. That was the end of that. So Stormy Daniels going after my mom yesterday on social media. I guess you would expect nothing different from somebody like her. And by the way, she did capitalize millions of dollars off of having sex with Donald Trump. She wrote a book. Michael Avenatti made the rounds for her. Her name was out there everywhere. You think she would have been on The Tonight Show? If she didn't have sex with Donald Trump, she was just another run-of-the-mill porn star. She wouldn't have been on The Tonight Show. It made her career, and Michael Avenatti helped it. And she has zero credibility as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest.